So this is 10.1 B as in boy, intermediate algebra. We're still doing completing the square, and we are on example number 5. Okay, so you should have done completing the square last year in Algebra 1, so this should not be brand new. Maybe the way I'm doing it might be new, but I don't think so. I'm pretty much following the way the book does it. Alright, there we go. So it's set equal to 0. Now remember, I told you in the last video that you cannot have a number in front of here, and if there is, you have to get rid of it. Or I was going to show you later what to do with it. Alright, so what we're going to do with it is we are going to take that number, whatever it is, and put it underneath each one of these, every single one. So this cancels. And 0 over any number is 0. Okay? Alright, now we're going to complete the square. Alright, first step in completing the square. Take the 7/3 and move it over, make it negative. Leave a space there. Now we're going to take half of that. Remember what I said? Half of any fraction, you double the denominator. So we take half of it, and then we're going to square it. So we square the top number. We square the bottom number, and then we add that same number over here. Okay? Alright, then we make a parenthesis with a squared. This sign right there goes right there. Okay, now we put an X there, and we take half of that, which in this case is 8 over 6. But that can be reduced, right, to 4/3. So let's just reduce it. Okay, so it's the same fraction as this, it's just reduced. Alright, so we've got that. And that equals, and we have to add those together. So that means the 7/3 is going to have to get a common denominator. But look. 64 over 36 will reduce to 32 over, what's half of 36? 18. But that'll reduce to 16 over 9. So that'll reduce to 16 over 9. That will make it a lot easier. So instead of 64 over 36, it's 16 over 9. So now I only have to find common denominator of 9. And up here I had to find it of 36. That'd be really crummy. So x minus 4/3 quantity squared, and we're going to make, that's going to stay a 16 over 9, but we're going to have to make that one a 9. So 3 times 7 is negative 21. So x minus 4/3 squared equals negative 5 over 9. Okay? Not doing anything weird, as long as you can, oops, let's move this out of the way, as long as you can keep up with, the rules here. Now we're going to take the square root of both sides. Remember, when you take the square root of the non-side with the exponent, it becomes plus or minus. So x minus 4/3 equals plus or minus the square root of negative 5 over 9. Now we're going to take that negative and put it, or that radical, and put it on the top and bottom. But you know the square root of 9 is 3, right? So we're just going to put a 3 there. And look, that negative right there. That negative just means we can make it go away. We'll make it positive, and we can put an I out there. Okay, so we take the I off and we put it, or we take the negative off and we put it out there. Now we're going to add 4/3 to both sides. Okay. They both have common denominators. So I can put that all over the 3. And I'm done. So you can write it as 4 plus I square root of 5 over 3, 4 minus I square root of 5 over 3. So we've got one with a minus and one with a plus. Alright, let's look at example 7. So we've got this chairlift that gives the vertical rise of 1170. That means from the bottom to the top is 1170 feet. When you get in the chair and ride on it, you have to go 5,750 feet in order to get 1170 feet. You can't go straight up like an elevator, so you have to go at an angle, but you have to go this distance to go that high. They want to know how far this is right there. Alright, so one of the things that you know is Pythagorean theorem. Remember that? A squared plus b squared equals c squared. That's what we're going to do here. So c is always the longest, and we know that's going to be the longest. It doesn't really matter what the other two are. Okay, so there's my a squared plus b squared equals c squared. So x squared plus 1,368,900 is that squared equals 33,062,500. That's what that is squared. Okay? Well, let's subtract this. I'm not going to write it all out from both sides, so we're going to take x squared equals the 33 minus 1, 3, 6, 8, 900, and x squared then equals 31,693,600. Take the square root of both sides, and x equals plus or minus the square root of 31,693,600. Alright, one of the things that we know, distances can never be negative, so I know that negative is not going to be a part of it, so I can throw that out. Now we just take our calculator. Fortunately, we have calculators. And you get a distance of approximately 5,630 feet, which is just a hair over a mile that you're going to be on that ski lift. Okay, so that's it for problem set 10.1.